Okay, are we gonna wait for more people to join, or we can start right now?
The sound is not so good. So I think we can start. We can start.
Okay, others can join as long as we are moving forward. I'll try to share my screen.
Yes. So I will mute my microphone.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, if you can see my PowerPoint presentation, that will be great. The topic we'll be talking about today is connect the unconnected. One thing I should say right now is how to connect them, but why to connect them. Because it's very important that we try to narrow the gap of the digital, to narrow the digital gap. First of all, I will talk about the local context because when I have been asked to make this presentation, it was about to talk about the local context in Haiti, why we should connect the unconnected. The local context in Haiti, it's now we are working with 5 ISP, 5 internet service providers that are mainly present in the main cities where the market is, including the 2 cell phone operators. And in terms of tele-density, we have 6.5 million of phone users, mostly, let's say 99% of them are cell phone users and some fixed wireless, 1.2 smartphones. The internet penetration rate is around 15%, with about 20,000 connected households, with an average of 5 users per household. So, with a very low rate penetration, internet penetration, you can easily understand that there is a lot of unconnected people, there's a lot of unconnected communities. But what characterizes those unconnected people? One thing we will agree upon is those people have very low income. Particularly, they are living with less than $2 a day. So with $2 a day, those people are more, let's say, agreed to go to very basic needs like food, like raining water than anything else. So, and besides that, we have a very costly internet for those people. The minimum connection for an household is 33 US dollar a month with a very poor quality network because what is offered with the plan that is offered is the basic plan where people can just have connectivity to the internet with basic access to make some research and connectivity to the social network, to the social media like Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest. And those networks, one of their characteristics is they are not fully data ready because the main provider in Haiti are the two cell phone operators, which are Natcom and Digicel. So their network their network was implemented mostly for voice, and now there is a paradigm shift that everything is going to data. So when you are trying to use the OTT, the over-the-top application, it's very, very difficult. And most of those operators, they are also competing with people that are trying to put service on their network because they own the biggest infrastructure. Therefore, when you come to them to ask to put some OTT service, like an app you can deploy by yourself, and the price they ask you is very high. I personally experienced that with both of the main operators because I developed an app um, for one a local company, and we are supposed to use the connectivity of to use cell phone to as access to this app. And when I went to see the two companies who use their network to send SMS, the price was so high that we have to review the our model. Um, and the local operators they deploy they are not willing to deploy their network where the market where the return on investment is not really guaranteed. By example, rural communities are the most affected by this because we have a very dispersed habitat where people are not really, those communities are really dispersed, and so it's very difficult for those companies to go after the customers. And in that case, the quality of the service those persons have access to is very, very, very low. And as I said before, local operators are competing on the OTT service with the developer. And the last but not the least, the regulatory framework that we have actually doesn't encourage the development of more service providers to serve the poor communities. So globally, that's the Asian context now for the ICT. And what is offered on the market? The solution that are offered right now, because of the low income of the population, the big provider right now, they made special plans that cost as low as 13 cents a day for only 60 megs, for only 60 megabit per second. And with a fair access policy that for those 13 cents, you only have 60 megs for the day. So with 60 megs for the day, you can, with some preferences to sites like an application like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Pinterest, mostly all the social networks. So for 60 meg a day, you can understand that a student can do much. And for someone what to deploy an app, it's not that easy because the access he has is not good at all. Some other solutions are implemented by the government mostly that came in the past with a program called Scholarly Tech. Polaritech was basically telecenters for school and libraries. But this program was not fully implemented, and it has a lot of political bias because most of the time the local government and local government representatives they go to the regulator and say, hey, because I'm the representative of the local government, um, so you have to give me you have to install a telecenter in my community. But if you are not a friend, if you are not a political friend, there's less chance to have access to those facilities, like the telecenters for the schools, and the libraries in your community. So, with all that said, there is a need to encourage the deployment of community networks. Community networks, when we talk about community networks, it goes, it must be addressed in a manner of public policy. Because right now, to have a license to provide internet service in Haiti is very complicated because the regulation, the framework, the laws that we are working on right now, it lasts from 1977. So where at that time it was only voice and radio communication and radio broadcasting, radio television. So we have to adapt the new regulation, the new law to what the reality is today, which is a very complex world of ICD with, let's say, digital television, digital radio, internet, and also services and differentiation between services and infrastructure. So it's a very challenging environment, and we need to address this in terms of regulation. Having a community network, it's also talking also about training, because if you don't have good tech people that have to maintain your network, it will be very costly to maintain those networks. So we have to provide training to those people, to local people, in order to maintain those community networks. And also, we have to provide money, not even money, but training in terms of local entrepreneurs to address local challenges. Because if you have connectivity and people are not willing to use and help to solve local problems, it's like having the network available and not have people to use it. So this must be addressed not only in terms of infrastructure, but also in terms of awareness and also entrepreneurship to have people addressing local challenges. And last but not the least, it's implementing those community networks. There is there must be a trade-off between sustainability versus profitability, because those people, as we have seen previously in the previous slide, they don't have much money to pay for their for their basic needs. So in this case, um, they don't have enough to pay for their internet access. And we also have the government in this case have also to have some public policy to foster private initiatives in the ICT field. Like it can be having some tax incentives to have those people going to those populations, to underserved population. Uh, Basically, that's what I need to say. And the solution must to deploy those community networks. It has to go between regulation, training, development of local entrepreneurs, also local entrepreneurs to address local challenges, and the ISPs that are going to implement those networks must have in mind that it will be sustainability versus profitability, and also encouraging the government must encouraging private initiatives in the ICT field in order to help local entrepreneurs to provide ICT solutions. So if you have questions, I will be more than delighted to address them with you. Hello?
Hello.
Question, guys?
Hello.
Any questions? But I can't hear you. If you're talking, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Obed. You can still use the chat as I can't hear you. Thank you for your question. But in terms of awareness and training, a lot of has been done so far. I can see we host the local ICT association host in 2012 the Latin Caribbean conference, which was there was a lot of effort to have to build a local chapter in Haiti, and also right now there's a lot of training provided by the LACNIC initiative about Haiti. About providing training to young people and also particularly the women in the ICT field. But in terms of community network, that is our first initiative, and Obed and I and people like Max Lawson and also Christelle Vaval, we are trying to launch our first initiative in promoting community networks. And one of the initiatives we'll try to promote is to work with the regulator to try take some adaptation to what we need to do because, by example, I remember right after the earthquake, there was a lot of ad hoc networks that have been built, but particularly it was for the NGOs to provide connectivity to run their business. After that, there was a lot of initiatives to keep those networks to the unconnected people, particularly in the rural areas. But for lack of funds, these, for lack of funds, because they received at that time funds from Google and Microsoft, and that was operated by NetHope and Invenio. So, but Invenio, their mission is to provide connectivity in emergency time. So after 2 years after the earthquake, they have to go out. They have to disengage because the situation was back to normal. There was a lot of will to keep this network because it was providing services to the unserved population in the rural areas. But it required at that time the approval of the regulator and also the collaboration with the local providers. And the local providers felt at that time that it was competition from grants provided by Google or Microsoft. So they pull out with the initiative, and after that, in my knowledge, there is not more that has been done so far in terms of promoting community networks. Other questions? Sure, the civil society can work, can help because the civil society now is represented by local associations like ATIC. They can help by building awareness and making some advocacy to the regulator. By example, they can invite the regulator to explain some case study to show some let's say best practice around the world of the implementation of community networks. And I think the ISOC chapter can, and that's the idea also. We will launch that, and that my participation in the initiative, the campaign workshop, it's to have more best practice around the world to show the regulator why they have to promote, they have to help in building community networks. But it really requires a lot of advocacy. advocacy, lobbying, all we can do to help the community believing in the development of community networks. Other questions? Okay, guys. If there is no other questions, I will stop. I'll stop there. It was my first experience doing this presentation online. I'm available to do it one more time if there is more people that are willing to join. I think that was a good idea by Obed to launch this initiative. That's the first for the Asian chapter, and I'm pretty sure that is not the last. Thank you for joining, and also thank you for your time, guys. You're welcome.